Yeah, I've been kind of acting and performing since I was 7 years old. It all kind of started with dancing. I loved just being on stage and performing. I was never a very sporty child. So when I started with dancing, I loved it. I remember coming off the stage and telling my parents, I was like, I want to get back up there. And after that, that kind of led to singing. And soon enough, that led to acting. And when I was 8 years old, I started doing acting lessons. And a few years later, I moved to Los Angeles and kind of started on this whole journey. I think what first drew me to the project was really the script. I'm always wanting to do projects that are really engaging when I first read the pilot or if I read the movie script. So when I first read it about a year ago now, I remember just being so engaged and not being able to put it down. I'm also a fan of the Equalizer movies, so I was very familiar with the project. And to know that Queen Latifah was going to be a part of it, playing the first ever Black woman to play the Equalizer, I was like, I'm on board. So
Exactly.
yeah, I was really excited about the audition, and when I found out I booked it, I was just even more ecstatic. Ooh, what can I tease for you for the season? Well, okay. Well, with my character Delilah, when you see the episodes, you know that she's definitely got some fire. She's got some attitude. But also, what's been really cool is with each episode, they've kind of been peeling a layer back of this character. So, you're definitely going to figure out why she's the way she is. One, and you're also going to see more conflict with her and her mom, and also her aunt as well. But yeah, I think that's the cool thing about being on this show is that with this character, they're really kind of opening up her horizons and trying to see what kind of fits for her. And like a teenager, she's just figuring out different personalities that kind of work with her. And it's fun that we get to kind of experiment that on the show. I think there are definitely some differences and there are some similarities. I think the biggest differences are definitely how fiery she is. I would consider myself a pretty more laid back person. Um, and also her relationship with her mom. You know, when we meet Delilah and Robin and we see them together for the first time, she hasn't really been a part of her mom's life. Her mom hasn't been a part of hers. So it's definitely a bit more estranged in the beginning. I can't really relate to that. I'm with my mom every single day. Uh, but similarities would also be the fact that we're both teenagers. That's the great thing about this character is that any person who's gone through their teenage years can look at Delilah and see themselves within her. So I can definitely see myself within her as well. I don't know if I can think of like a quote off the top of my head, but I can tell you which characters remind me of Delilah. I'll say Lady Bird from Lady Bird gives me Delilah energy. And then Star Carter from The Hate You Give, because we've been able to kind of tackle Delilah's activism side and what she believes in also in some of the episodes. And then I would also say, ooh, what's another one? I used to think Meadow Soprano from The Sopranos, and she does kind of give me that energy as well sometimes. But that's what I can think of off the top of my head. I can't really think of like a movie quote. Or like Cher from Clueless, like she gives off some of that energy too with her style. Yeah, so maybe like a as if or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think again, Robin McCall and Delilah's dynamic is that very complicated and also beautiful relationship that you have with your mom during your teenage years. It's a time when you're a teenage girl, this is a time where you need your mom most. And I think because they start off in such a kind of there are a lot of tension, there's a lot of kind of passive aggressiveness coming from Delilah. I think as the episodes go on, these two characters are able to kind of understand one another and kind of see eye to eye. And I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate to that, you know, maybe not to the extent of how Delilah has, because again, she hasn't really spent a lot of time with her mom. But maybe that as well. I think you're able to see yourself in that kind of mother-daughter relationship, because it's a hard time when you're trying to figure out who you are and your mom or your parents are also trying to figure out who you are as well. And it can definitely be a bit complicated then. So I think people will be able to see themselves in that way. Ooh, I guess you guys will just have to keep watching to find out. Yeah, but that was such a fun episode to film because, we were in Times Square. It was like 30 degrees outside. I had never rapped before. And when they brought it to me, they like came up to me just one day on set. They were like, "Hey, so next episode, can you rap?" And I'm like, I'm not gonna say no. Of course, I'm gonna like do it. I'm gonna do anything that I can. So yeah, it was so much fun to just be able to kind of get out of my comfort zone, and everybody was so awesome about it. And Queen gave me the approval that I did good. So I was like, yes. I can't stress enough how important representation matters. I think when you're an actor and when you're doing certain projects, that the project and what you're doing is always bigger than you. And I know when I was younger, I was always trying to turn on my TV and relate to these characters that I was seeing. I want to see someone who looks like me, and I want to see them portrayed authentically, instead of just being a sidekick or the best friend. And I feel like with our show, the fact that we get to do that, it means everything to me. It is showing you the power of the Black woman, the three generations of Black women, and how they can all affect one another. And it's been a real honor that we've been to represent that on the show. And again, that women are going to be inspired when they see themselves represented this way on TV, because I don't think it's ever been shown before. It was so crazy. So I got the news when everybody else got the news yesterday. And I was working out yesterday morning, and I just got a ding on my phone. And so there's this app that they send like all of the stuff that we're supposed to post for the show on. So I went to the app and it said season 2 announcement. And I said, "What? Season 2?" And my parents were on the phone, and I just ran downstairs and I was screaming my head off. I was like, "We got renewed for season 2!" And it was kind of crazy because it almost paralleled to when I found out that we got picked up for series almost a
Mhm.
year ago. We found out in May last year that we got picked up for series. And I was working out then, and my dad, instead, he was the one who was like, "You got picked up for series! You got picked up for series!" So yeah, we were screaming, and we're trying to celebrate too, just in the house. But yeah. I think I would love to see Delilah kind of following in her mother's footsteps as well, since you
Yeah.
see Robin McCall is always kicking butt and stuff. I would love to see Delilah kick some butt.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like there's definitely some mirroring with how Robin McCall is and how her daughter is. So I would love to kick some butt. Maybe in future seasons, or who knows, in this season too, but we don't know. It's definitely had its challenges. It's definitely been a bit difficult filming during a pandemic, because this process of filming and working is such a collaborative experience.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people who loves to like hug and meet everybody. And it's been kind of weird just trying to get used to that sort of aspect when filming. But
Mhm.
it's also been a big props to CBS and our production team. They have really made sure that safety is the number one priority on set. We test, we wear our masks, and we social distance every single day. So yeah, it's definitely had its challenges, but we're making it work. We are really pulling through. So I'm happy about that. Really just the fact that I get to work with her. I mean, she is someone who I've admired and I've watched for so long. And the fact that not only is she so talented and she knows how to bring like intensity on a set while also bringing her humor and her light, she's also just a really great person. And it's been so great just being able to learn from her. And one of the things that kind of I've observed is just the fact how she's able to have her opinions on set, and she's so free, and she's really just having a lot of fun. And I think that's one of the biggest takeaways from filming with her, is just to have fun, and also if something feels comfortable for you, then just go for it. So yeah, that's been probably my biggest takeaway. My favorite genre is probably dramas. I love I love doing the very kind of like intense
Mhm.
things, and anything that's outside of who I really am, I enjoy really doing and kind of dissecting. So I definitely enjoy dramas. I want to get more into horror. I filmed this small little horror film a couple years ago, and I had a lot of fun on that set. And yeah, that's probably my favorite genre to do is drama. But I definitely want to get into more like sci-fi, and I'm always trying to kind of expand my range all the time. So I think being like a superhero would be like really cool. Like Marvel would be a great franchise to be a part of. I'd love to be a part of Marvel movies. Um, and I'd love to be like the Black Wonder Woman. I've always found that aspect being like really cool. I'd love to again kick
That's
butt and also be like a powerful woman. So yeah, probably like a Black Wonder Woman. And I also love like I want to work with so many different people and directors. Like I love Wes Anderson's movies, and also just like Spike Lee joints. I love Spike Lee.
yeah.
So those are definitely some of the people that I love to work with, and it would be a dream if I got to as well. And again, like because we have such an amazing cast and crew, I'd love to work with Queen Latifah again, and Lorraine and Deborah, and she's our executive producer, Deborah Martin Chase, all of them. So yeah, in the future, definitely. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I didn't know voiceover was a thing that you could like get into when I first started. Um, I had done a lot of voiceover auditions when I was around 9 years old, and that was also around the time that I booked Doc. And when I got the audition for Doc McStuffins, it was like one that I really wanted because I had seen the show before. So I was super ecstatic about it. And I got like a coach and all this stuff. So yeah, voiceover has definitely been one of those things that I've been fortunate to experience. And it's helped me also with doing live action things as well. So I hope to continue doing voiceover and do more voiceover movies and animation stuff. So yeah. Definitely. I want to pursue all aspects of
Mhm.
entertainment. Definitely with directing and writing, and producing my own things. I want to star in my own films while also creating my own films. So definitely, I want to kind of jump into all of it. I would wake up. See, it started off different. It started off with like I'll wake up, brush my teeth, wash my face, do all that stuff, and then just like contemplate what do I do for the rest of the day. Then I actually wanted to do things and like make myself feel better. So I would wake up, I work out, I'll do like yoga or something that just kind of like calms my mind. And then I would do some school, I would eat some breakfast, and then after that, I was getting ready for the show. So I would start to kind of like memorize my lines and get ready for all that type of stuff, and do acting class. And then for the rest of the day, I'll probably just watch Netflix on the couch. I'm late to the New Girl train, but I started New Girl and it's been like my favorite show to watch. And also The Great British Bake Off has been like my quarantine show. And I binge like all the seasons. I'm on like the Great British Bake Off, the beginnings now. So yeah, that's been like kind of my comfort show. Definitely. With Doc, because the show has just been so impactful, and I've been so honored to voice that character. It's been so impactful for younger kids. I just can't tell you how many parents have come up to me and shared their stories about how the show helped their child when they were in the hospital, or with the kids coming up to me and just being like, "Hey, I love your show. Can you sing us the checkup song?" So, yeah, some of those moments, the stories that I get to hear, and how this show has kind of inspired kids and had an impact on them, has definitely been one of my favorite fan moments, or my favorite parts of being a part of that show. And I hope to do more things like that, that make people feel something and impact others. So. For me, self love means being totally confident in yourself, embracing the things that make you you. We are not flawless people. We have flaws, and we should embrace all of those things that make us who we are. There is no one on this earth who is like you, or who can give what you give to anything that you pursue. And to me, that self love means bringing your own flavor and your own spice to every single thing that you do, and being confident in who you are.